In Texas, it appears Democrats have so far gained one seat in the House of Representatives, while Republicans added two. One of those seats in the 15th district was flipped red last night. Joining us now, the projected winner of that key South Texas district, Monica De La Cruz. Incoming representative, congratulations. You did make history, not only flipping this one solidly blue district, but also becoming the first Hispanic woman elected to that seat. What and who do you credit for this projected win?
Well, I am both humbled and excited to have flipped this district red. You know, this goes to show that a granddaughter from a Mexican farm worker can go from ironing shirts to get through college to become a U.S. Congresswoman, and what an honor it is. Of course, I credit what is happening down here in South Texas, where people are concerned about border security, fixing the economy, and health care. And those things are exactly what I plan to do when I get there in January and work on.
You're actually one of three Republican women to win a seat in that area in the Rio Grande Valley. Why do you think that is? Is it primarily because immigration has become such a hot button issue there?
Immigration and border security is certainly a hot topic here because we house the largest border patrol sector in the entire nation right here in South Texas. Border patrol agents are friends, they're our families, they're our neighbors, and we see firsthand what is happening and the treatment of these border patrol agents, but also what is happening with these immigrants. We don't want to see them exploited by the cartel. So it's important that when in Congress that I work for legal immigration and that we get people here in a legal manner and give Border Patrol agents the resources that they need to secure our borders.
Was just down there shooting a story at the border with some agents. I know they are, as you know, overwhelmed right now. But overall, the red wave that some folks talked about didn't really materialize nationwide. You won. But why do you think the trends that we're seeing nationwide happened last night?
Well, what I can tell you is this. Hispanics made strides in this area, but there's still a lot of work to do. And now that I am elected the Congresswoman for this district, I think it's going to cause a lot of attention and for Hispanics all across this country to pay attention as to what I represent, which is faith, family, and the opportunities that we have here in the United States. And I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and help build this gap.
I know that the former President Donald Trump supported you. My question to you is, he says that a big announcement is coming next week. So my question is actually twofold. Do you believe that he lost the 2020 election, and would you support him in a 2024 bid?
I believe that President Biden is the duly elected president, and let me be clear about that. Right now, what we're focused on in Texas 15 is a historic win that is exciting and that everybody is talking about. And I'm going to enjoy this moment and focus on the hard work that my team did over the past 3 years to make yesterday a reality and history.
Do you think President Trump should run again?
Well, I think right now what we're focused on is our celebration of this historic moment in Texas 15, and we're focused on what's important to these communities in South Texas, which is securing the border, which is stopping the outrageous Biden inflation that is happening, and bringing health care to communities here in South Texas.
What's the first thing you should happen now on the border?
Well, what should happen on the border is that we need to get Border Patrol agents the resources that they need. There's simple things like night vision goggles that they do not even have access to. What I'm hearing when I speak with Border Patrol agents is sometimes they don't even have cars on their shifts. They have to wait for shifts to end in order to start their part on the border wall. It's absolutely unacceptable that as the greatest country on this planet, we're not giving the brave men and women of Border Patrol the proper resources that they need. So when I get to Congress, I want to make sure that they get what they need to secure our borders.
And really quickly, before we let you go, what's your position on DACA? There are a tremendous number of immigrants here in limbo, not knowing whether or not their DACA applications will be approved.
The DACA children came at no fault of their own. And so I believe when in Congress, we need to get them a legislative solution.
Okay.
Monica De La Cruz flipping a blue seat and the first Hispanic woman elected to that seat. Once again, thanks for your time and congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.